right, welcome to the Hunt360 podcast. I'm E3 King here with founder of Hunt360, Jeremy Williams, and we have a special guest that just dropped by, Shaylin, the Huntress 208. How's it going?
It's going pretty good. Enjoying the hunting expo. Yeah, it's been really good.
Awesome. What's the coolest thing you've seen so far?
Oh my gosh, I don't even know. The mounts here are absolutely amazing. And obviously I'm a sucker for Owens Armory rifle because that's the rifle I used for my bull this year. But I don't know, sitting next to these guys, listening to the calls, it's probably my favorite right now.
Yeah, we get to listen to them quite a bit here. Yeah. But the mounts, I agree. The mounts are...
Yeah, the taxidermy is just phenomenal around here to see how talented some people really are.
It's worth the trip here just to see the mule deer and the elk.
Yeah, this is my first time, so really excited and honored to be here and supporting a good company and getting to meet people, you know, that you see throughout the whole year, whether it's, you know, their hunting photos or their companies, and to actually get to meet those people in person. There's some fantastic people here. For sure.
Yeah, you get to see all kind of people. All the Instagram people or Facebook people you see on social media, they'll just walk right by you.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Yeah.
Hey.
And yeah, it's great to talk to them and hear some stories, and it's been a great experience so far. Ready for the rest of the weekend.
Well, tell us a little bit about you. What got you into hunting and as a child, and you know, what's your passion about in the outdoors?
Yeah, so hunting. I've been hunting, since I was little. It was very big in our family, and I remember shooting a BB gun for the first time, probably when I was 4 or 5 years old in the garage with my dad. And it was just one of those times that our family was able to come together all at once. It was that one time a year that, you know, from out of state, and you just got to spend some quality time with each other in the field. It was never really about pulling the trigger. It was about making those memories with friends and family. You know, some of my first hunting trips I remember was going out with my grandmother and my grandfather, and even my first deer, you know, it was with my mom and my aunt. And hunting has just been a very a very interesting culture. It's a lot of the hunters, you see so much respect for the animals themselves. And it just started, as I got older, it just really inspired me as far as wanting to be out there more. When you start, you know, when you're out there, even in archery, you know, you could be out there and come home empty-handed, yet have the best day of your life.
Yeah.
And it's just to be out there with animals and to talk to them on their level, their language, get a bull dialed in and just rally it up. And, you know, and to see the people, you know, you meet people at the trailhead or those you go hunting with, and it just became this huge, crazy community where, you know, it just wasn't about always filling the freezer. You know, it's great to do that because that was the meat we ate, was what we hunted. And so every time we always kill something, you know, we share it with my grandparents. So it was kind of like our job to go out and fill the tags, and then we all share the meat and help fill everybody's freezer. And just the experience. It really builds confidence in people. You can see people go out there and just find themselves out in the woods, you know, and then seeing or shooting their first animal. It's just amazing to watch people grow out there.
Yeah, it's a lot of spiritual connection in the outdoor.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Especially, it has nothing to do with the kill, just being out there watching the world come to life.
Well, and it's just, you have some of the most challenging things happen to you out there. Stuff you can never prepare for, train for, or expect. And to work your way through those challenges with somebody else, and at the end of the day, everyone makes it back safe. It's just amazing what you can accomplish together and work through.
Yeah, it's cool. So once you got out of as you grew up hunting, I know you said you went to school, become in the paramedics. So where you at in your career, and where you want to go with it?
So right now, obviously, I still have my paramedic license. I work for a hunting shop in Haley, Idaho, High Desert Sports.
Nice.
And yeah, it was just one of those things. As I got older and I was able to hunt more, I just became obsessed with it. You know, movie nights for me is going home and watching the Full Draw film festivals over and over and over again. And I actually I wanted to immerse myself in the outdoors as much as possible. I actually got my truck and camper last year, and I lived in it all summer and was out scouting every day and hiking every day and hunting. And, you know, to be able to work at the hunting shop, it's great. I think it's the best job in the world. I get paid to fletch arrows or tune bows or work on guns. And my boss supports hunting.
That's awesome.
Oh, it's been great. Yeah. And just keep it going. I don't know. Just keep hunting. And
so you took your truck and camper and just lived off the grid and
yep. Went out and just would move throughout different canyons. I was always on the move all the time, but yeah, it was just out there with the dog. And there's actually kind of a camping community out there, which was very interesting. A lot of people do it, and we kind of had our own little community and would travel around together and, always watch out for each other. It was pretty fun.
Yeah, I'm jealous on that one. What kind of truck is it?
It's a nice Dodge diesel.
Her
name's Loretta. That's Loretta.
Nice.
Yep. Had to have a truck for the camper and big enough truck for the dog.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, it was quite the experience. I had a black bear living with me for a couple weeks. Kind of got old. He started to stink a lot, but
like live with you or just come around?
Oh, he was always at my camper every morning, and he'd wake me up in the night because he'd always go underneath my window, and you could just smell him. And the first time he came by, I freaked out because I thought the dog had an accident in the camper because it smelled so bad, and realized it was a little black bear. But yeah, he hung out every morning. I'd have coffee and just watch him out my front step, and you just mosey on around.
That's all. You can't, there's not too many people going to have that story.
It's pretty interesting.
Good thing you had a camper, not a tent, right?
Yeah. I was very happy to be in my camper, and nice big old dog. And like I said, the hunting community, or the little camping community we had, just kind of watch out for each other. So it was nice. It was very good.
Did you, do you go all over the whole state, or you just stay?
No, I just stayed in one area because I had to go to work and everything. So yeah, just kind of pick a different canyon every time and go refill up the camper and everything and haul it wherever I wanted to go.
So what's your favorite, at work? What's your favorite part of you're talking about fletching arrows, working on the guns?
I'd honestly have to say the people. It's a mom and pop shop, and it has been there for 25, 30 years. And people have been coming in there almost for a social event, and I really love it, especially when the older guys come in and they'll tell you war stories or hunting stories from years ago, or the dad comes in and they get so excited to show you a picture of my daughter shot, her first deer, and we have we call it the wall of shame, but obviously it's a wall of all these memories and animals that have been, harvested. And when people bring in photos of their kids and stuff and they get so excited, that's probably my favorite, is just the people. It's a very strong community and just great stories. As far as work goes, I'd have to say fletching arrows.
Really?
That's probably my favorite. Just something about listening to music and just working.
How many do you turn out? You just...
Not that many. It's kind of hit or miss. Heck, the day before I drove up, I did, 30-something, 40-something. And then some days, it just kind of depends on when people come by and need arrows.
You just do them on demand?
Yep.
Gotcha.
Exactly, yep.
Arrows on demand.
Yeah.
It's soothing.
Oh, absolutely. Well, it's just, you're sitting there working, and just, yeah. And then at the end of the day, they get so excited about it. They get excited about the little things of picking their own colors and their own arrows, and it's fun.
So what about your hunting trips? Got any cool hunting trips you can share with us?
Yeah, well, I'd have to say my biggest one was probably that women's hunt that we did through Sun Valley Outfitters. They put on this all women's hunt, and one of those things where it was perfect and it was beautiful, and couldn't be prouder of the girls. And it really opens your eyes and reminds you that hunting is not, you can go out and hunt on your own, but when you're working with a team like that, it's I pulled the trigger, but at the end of the day, I couldn't have done any of that without those girls, whether it's the stalking, finding the animal, or packing out, even the photographer, bless her heart, packing all that camera equipment up and down the mountain. She was, they were all troopers and just absolutely amazing. So it was great. Went in before opening day and went up and we spotted them that night, and we made our game plan. And of course, thought we were being smart and going to take a bridge, cross the river, found another feeder creek. So 5 o'clock in the morning, ice over the creek, you're crossing a creek barefoot, and you're great, this is how it's starting already. Okay, here we go. And then after that, it was just, I could not picture a more perfect hunt as far as we found him. Took us a little bit to find him, but it was perfect. I mean, the herd bull bedded out in the open. He was about 600 yards. He had his butt to us, didn't have a care in the world. And we were able to sneak down to this rock outcropping, and I got right on him and had an amazing rifle. I mean, when you have good equipment, it just makes things work so much easier. And had my rifle, it was a custom 6.5 PRC with Owens Armory, and it just made it easy. And so sat there, and I really wanted to shoot him standing up. I didn't want to shoot him in his bed. So we waited, and nothing happened. And finally we started whistling and clanking rocks and hollering, and he still just laid there, not a care in the world. And had to have one of our other gals come crashing down through the sagebrush, and he finally stood up and had he was quartering away, had a beautiful shot, and he took a couple of jumps and just went down. I tried to get a second shot, and by the time I got on him again and pulled the trigger a second time, he had dropped, and I watched that bullet go right over top of him, and it was a fantastic shot. And yeah, that was probably one of my proudest moments as far as, like I said, just the girls did fantastic, and the meat was amazing. Got to fill my freezer.
That's awesome. You got any pictures of them?
I do. I don't even know if I have my phone on me.
Oh, you didn't bring your phone?
I do. Let's see if I can find it.
So what about the other girls on the trip? What they do?
So one of my other gals, she was the second shooter, and because we both threw a party hunt together, actually. And so, let's see, I got one of all the girls here. So that's all the girls. Nice 6x6 bull, big bodied bull.
Nice.
Definitely felt that on the pack out. But yeah, so the other shooter, Kendall Cooper, she unfortunately wasn't able to fill her tag. They went out over and over, and just unfortunately, it's hunting. They call it hunting for a reason, and it's not killing, but
you're right.
She was out there looking for him. And then Melissa, our guide, she was the official guide. And then we had Miss Hillary Mayberry, our photographer. So she's a straight up trooper. Definitely fun. Got some amazing shots, and definitely different hunting with a camera.
Oh yeah, it's definitely
this is very different.
It's definitely different walking around with a cameraman.
But you always got to thank the camera guy. They're always in the back working.
Well, we can blame the camera
behind the scenes. But I mean, it's just, yeah, they did fantastic, and it was a great hunt. It was a great opportunity. But it's just at the end of the day, when you do fill a tag, it's a great honor. You finally take down such a gorgeous, beautiful animal and outsmart them in a way. Because so many times we're the ones that seem to get outsmarted and just keep going.
Do you got any cool trips coming up?
I'm supposed to be going to California in about a month or two. March, that's when it is, or beginning of April. Gonna go down there and hunt pigs.
Oh, yeah?
And so that's gonna be really excited. And
you do turkey while you're there as well.
I don't know. I've never hunted turkeys.
Oh.
I've heard I need to. They seem fun. But yeah, I've never hunted turkeys. But we're going down for a couple of days. Gonna go shoot some pigs and just trying to line up some good hunts. Trying to figure out, I really want to go for moose this year. And eventually, my number one hunt that I've been trying to put together is I really want to go to Ireland for a stag hunt.
Yeah.
That or Alaska. I'd take Alaska any day. And go
well,
bow
you got
hunting.
to join Hunt360, get your account created, and you can find all the
I heard about it. I need to go check it out because
Yeah.
I had no idea. So it'd be nice to have some hunts. But at the end of the day, archery is probably my favorite. There's something about just archery hunting and elk season, and they're in the rut, and look forward to it every year. It's one of the only things I'll get up early for.
Well, it's been awesome sitting here talking with you, and I know your your fans will be glad to learn a little bit about your personal side of you instead of the social side that you see. But so this is always entertaining for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and tell everybody where they can find you.
Yeah. So main thing is Instagram, Huntress208. Check it out.
All right. You got Facebook as well, or just Instagram only?
It's pretty much just on Instagram.
Okay.
So that's where I put most of my hunting stuff, or all of it. So yeah,
That's cool.
Go check it out.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.